Ever asked a question and gotten two wildly different answers, both sounding official but completely conflicting? Like a chatbot saying one thing, then a search engine contradicting it. That's the problem researchers are tackling with a groundbreaking framework called micro-ACT. Let's dive into how it's helping AI navigate the messy, contradictory world of information. So how do AI systems like large language models, LLMs, answer questions? They often use a method called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, RAG. Think of it like a detective. The AI first searches the web or databases for relevant info, then uses its own knowledge to craft an answer. But here's the catch. Sometimes the info it finds contradicts what it already knows. That's a knowledge conflict, and it's a big deal. Take this example. Ask, what position does Paul Eugene Gillen hold? The AI might pull up a 2010 source saying he was a Norwegian parliament member, but its internal data says he's the general secretary of a French prefecture. Which is right? Traditional methods try to fix this by comparing the two sources side by side. But that's like asking a detective to juggle two conflicting clues at once. It's confusing, and the AI often gets stuck. That's where micro-ACT steps in. Instead of a messy comparison, it breaks the problem into tiny, manageable steps. Think of it as a detective who methodically checks each clue. Is the location correct? Did the timeline match? Are the roles consistent? By analyzing conflicts at a granular level, like spotting contradictions in dates, locations, or titles, micro-ACT avoids overwhelming the AI with too much info at once. And the results? This approach outperforms existing methods across 5 major datasets, especially in tricky cases like time-based or meaning-based conflicts. Even when there's no conflict, it still works great. No more I don't know answers when the truth is clear. Plus, it's adaptable. Whether the AI is dealing with fast-changing news or niche topics, micro-ACT helps it stay accurate. Here's how it works. Micro-ACT decomposes conflicting information into discrete logical components. For instance, if a source claims someone held a position in 2010 and another says they're in a different role today, the system doesn't just compare the two statements. It evaluates why they might conflict. Is the timeline inconsistent? Are the titles mutually exclusive? By isolating these variables, micro-ACT can apply reasoning to determine which data point is more likely accurate. But wait, how does the system know what's plausible? That's where perplexity comes in. Think of perplexity as a measure of how hard a text is for an AI to predict. If a sentence is confusing or full of contradictions, the model's perplexity score jumps. Micro-ACT uses this to gauge how complex a context is. Lower scores mean simpler, clearer information. Here's the mechanics. The system splits text into tiny pieces called tokens and asks, what's the next word? If the model struggles, like when there's a time clash or a location mix-up, the perplexity goes up. This helps micro-ACT spot tricky parts that simple AI models miss. For example, if a document mentions Norway in 2010, but France in 2023, the system flags the inconsistency by analyzing the likelihood of such a shift in a single individual's career. Now, no system is perfect. The researchers tested micro-ACT on 1,000 examples and found 2 big hurdles. First, context distraction. Sometimes even smart AIs get overwhelmed by complex clues and just say, I don't know. Second, over-reliance on evidence. If a source seems detailed, the model might trust it over its own knowledge. But here's the kicker. Micro-ACT outperforms other methods like chain of thought, COT, and GKP in catching these hidden conflicts. Let's talk numbers. While it costs a little more, about 0.008 extra per query on GPT-4o, the trade-off is worth it. It's like paying a bit more for a GPS that avoids traffic. Sure, it takes a few extra seconds, but you get to your destination faster in the long run. So why does this matter? In real-world apps like coding assistants or medical diagnostics, accuracy trumps speed. Micro-ACT isn't just about fixing errors, it's about building trust. By systematically resolving contradictions, it's a step towards smarter, more reliable AI that can navigate the messy, real-world information landscape. Next time you see an AI answer a question, remember, behind the scenes, researchers are working hard to make sure those answers are as right as they can be. Thanks for watching. Stay curious.